Uh, I'm driving too, so
Oh, good. Where are you headed?
Edmonton. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
got to get out of the environment.
Yeah.
And it's not even that it's really anything's happening. It's just the energy.
Oh my God.
It's,
I can't be on edge like that for that long.
yeah. So I'm gonna head
Yeah.
into Edmonton for a bit and visit with my friend Lois, who's I'm just gonna stay at her house
Yep.
and just do some stuff,
Oh,
do some
yeah.
planning.
Yeah. Well, that's
All of
good. That'll be good. How many days you figure?
that. What is today? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night. I don't know. I'm gonna head to Red Deer. I have a few people that I'm gonna meet there. So I
Yep.
don't know if you met. He was in Red Deer, really short guy, ball cap or whatever. Anyway, his name was Kerry, and he called me, and actually I saw him on Saturday. Yeah, I saw him no Sunday at Buck Creek there, and man, he's almost there.
Yeah.
Just yeah. So I've kind of I gave him your card. So if he and I oh who's that? That's Audrey Lynn. Hi. Yeah. So hopefully he calls you,
Awesome.
him and his wife, and then I think Audrey Lynn met him. Um, but anyway, I was talking with him for a long time, and and then he phoned me yesterday. Well, I phoned him, and he was said I was just going to call you.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, he's just very like confused, and he's like, I don't feel good about signing that. And I'm like, well, I'm not signing it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what difference does it make? It's not going to make any difference. Like we're going in from one shit pile to another shit pile,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
asking
Exactly.
permission to do so.
and I'm giving them
And
permission.
then
Yeah,
asking
saying
permission.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure, set me in this another shit pile. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And
Yep.
then for the 31st, I'm sorry, I just don't want to bring you guys into this shithole again
I hear
and
you. No,
and
and
have
it's
somebody yell
yeah.
at you guys again.
Yeah. I get that.
So I mean, I'm willing to come to your place. I don't care.
Yeah, well, Audrey Lynn, it's more so your place. I I see the potential being there. We don't really have a table to sit at though. That is one thing that I like to have, especially for that. We can sit around in some chairs.
I can bring a foldable table.
Yeah. We could also set maybe, I don't know, do you think that the market table can be set up in that room, Audrey Lynn? Would that be too
I'll
big
make it
to
work.
get up? We'll
Well,
make
I'll
it
bring
work.
mine too and see if it works and whatever works works.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be wonderful.
If that's all right, and if not, we could find some place, I guess, quiet to
Well, the thing
meet.
is, if Jennifer and Ray participate, they're going to need to be added in online, and to do that in a coffee shop, I think would just be super noisy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So to do it here, I mean,
Is
other
Jennifer
than the furnace being noisy, it's pretty well, and the neighbors, it's pretty quiet.
is Jennifer wanting to is Jennifer wanting to come in online as well?
I am only repeating this secondhand through Paul, as I understand. She and Ray, or Ray brought it up to go online, and she agreed. So I don't know what she wants.
Okay. Anyway, whatever.
It's a question that can
I'll
be
come in
asked.
person.
if
much
they
better.
show up.
We are both of us were somewhat disappointed in the like I was hoping that someone would like what you did. You said, "Hey, I'll have it at my place." You know, right away you recognized that need, and we were hoping that other people would be just as excited to have this in person as well. But the saying that I've been saying that has been
Um,
given lately is that sometimes the light of truth is blinding.
yes. Yeah, people are afraid and this is one of the things I was talking with Carrie was they're afraid to move forward alone, right? And even in a small group.
Yeah.
So that's what we are, right? We're just a small group. And you look at the force, like how did what's his name? What is his name? Get that, all these rallies to sign this petition,
Oh, yeah.
How did
Because
they
he
get
has-
there?
Because they already have a name.
Right.
Jason has an ambiance of trustability because he's been on the air or in the community or whatever the heck he's done for whatever period
He's
of
written a
time.
book, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
As
So-
soon as you write a book, there's like this thing that happens. People go crazy. They're like, "Oh, this guy's important."
Yeah. Look, it's in writing. It must be real.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I what you say about people being scared to move forward, I see it too. When they come to my table and they sample my wares, they're first of all shocked that they taste so good, and then mistrustful that something that tastes so good could be healthy for them.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spend that.
Right. Yes.
But when you get several people coming to the table, then there's more curiosity and people are more open and, oh, you're buying it, I'll buy it too. Sort of mindset can occur. But by and large, people are afraid. Does this have sugar in it? I can't have sugar.
Right.
Does this have carbonation in it? I can't have carbonation. Oh, okay. Shake it up for a while, it'll go away.
Yeah. So how, like, okay, so Jason has a name and so how can we get that name? Like, I mean, Paul, you and I were talking about getting a podcast going. Well, let's do that. Right?
Yeah.
So that way we can get our name out there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing
and get some.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just going to mention Audrey Lynn was saying that on Sunday, she got the sense from people that they were involved in that event because they want to be involved in their community.
Mm-hmm.
And I think to myself, like I was mentioning there a couple of weeks ago, what if we started up a little events company and we just went to the board and said, "Hey, you know how you want to see the building be used more in the community? That we start hosting, a monthly book club or monthly craft night or monthly movie night and we just have these recurring events because each one of them is going to draw another type of people to the community center, and we all just are there as the merchants ready to catch them and bring them into our fold, because once a month we also have the big market and everybody's excited about that. And I was thinking to myself when we were talking about this, I was like, what if we just have a tailgate market? We don't even have to rent the building. We can just say, oh, we don't have to go to Brooks Place. We can just go to the parking lot of the community hall and sell the stuff from our tailgates.
Isn't that cold right now?
That's
all I'm thinking.
No, I know, not now, but that's something that we can do. It's come spring when it's warm enough.
Right. So are we kind of saying that so should we regroup and just wait until, spring and start this back over again, like revamp, like make our constitution, make our figure out what we're doing, how we're gonna, put this together, and then do this in the spring, or what sucks.
Well, the thing is that markets are going to be getting going here in March or April. And if we want to be ahead of the curve, we need to have stuff in place February for advertising and for location and for more vendors. We should get vendors, people who will stay.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And so, Audrey Lynn, you heard her say $500 hall rental.
Well, I haven't paid it off. Yes. Well, it's a deposit. It's a $500 deposit in case something goes sideways. Then that will cover whatever at the hall. Just like when you rent, you put down a deposit for the place, and if your pets destroy it, you lose your deposit. Likewise, if we leave the building in a shambles and they have to bring in cleaners and stuff like that, then we have to fork that out.
Right. And I don't know anybody else around that has a building like Brooks in this area.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking right now, if we just focus on doing the events, sell to people privately. We don't have a private market that meets up at a host's place, but rather that we have the monthly market still, but those other events are, we could even have it where instead of putting money towards table fees, the vendor members are featured. They're the sponsored by thanks for coming to game night, sponsored by the Experimentor tonight, local merchant in your community. And every one of those events, just we cycle through and we promote the vendors as the sponsors. And what that ends up being probably won't be much, because like they want the wasn't there something along the lines that if it's just a community event, they don't have to charge rent?
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking.
Hold on, Audrey. The thing is that they want us to be renting the building so that they get this government money back. They don't.
Yeah.
It's advantageous for them, for us to be renting and not piggybacking on their events.
Right. But we're not going to pay $500 deposit because of that. No, that's not happening. We're paying we're paying 100 and some or $100 for the rent. That should cover incidentals. That's like, no.
Well, that's what their rules are. So
yeah, that's the thing, is that's the terms, and that $500 was placed by Brooke's husband up until now.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, that's okay then. We're not going to do that.
Her saying something about he gifted the market with something, but I wasn't sure what that was. And then to find out that it was likely a check for $500, whether it was actually covered or not is irrelevant. But that's what he was doing as a Christmas gift for the market.
Well, then they lose our business, because we're not going to pay $500 for a damage deposit.
I know.
We don't. Again, it's not that we're having to remit the $500. It's that it needs to be like in the form of a post-dated check or like whatever, a check, but they don't cash it. They just have it on hand. So it's $500 we can't spend, but it's not $500 we have to pay them.
Okay. So it's just like possibility.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I don't know. Can we get enough vendors? That's the other thing.
Well, we got to, whatever that process is to get more vendors, that needs to resume.
Yep. And I also think
you're having a nature's
the community. What's that?
Right.
I think that if the community hall itself was used often enough for events, and they maybe they're $5 events or something like that, so that the rent can be covered, but that we have events where, like I say, movie night was a big thing when I was in 2021. We had that going for like a year and a half running, where we got together for movie night, and it was different every month because people's schedules were different, but that we announced it a week or two before, and we did it once a month, and that was amazing. We had like 50 people one time, and that was
So,
that was
so
not with a market or anything.
right.
I'm
So,
thinking that if we can drive events there, we will make the connections we need to, and that we're going to find vendors that way. We're going to find customers that way. We're going to be building relationships with everyone in the community
mhm.
and not segregating just one demographic of the community, right?
Yeah. So I have a question about why does it have to be around here?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. It's just we started in the Bourbon House close to you and Jennifer, and it's just
Right.
sort of evolved in that area.
Yeah, I guess I was spearheading that for a while,
Yes, you
Yep.
were.
right? And then all my shit hit the fan.
Yeah. And that's okay.
So
I
Alan,
think everybody goes through that.
so there's Alan and Bahara down in Red Deer area that, like, she's got a couple of people already that have, stuff to sell, and she knows a milk guy, and and stuff like that. So it's building the connection down there maybe instead. So it's middle of the province, and see how many we can get from around there. Because
Yep.
I'm tapped out here. Like, I mean, this is it. You saw who
Yeah.
I had, right? Connected. And really, it's been the same people, like Ray, you know, uh, right? So now maybe it's I've been trying for a year, for crying out loud. And
Yeah.
we're still back to square one.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I go talk to Alan and Braha and see what they want to get going down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
Alan said this time, so he was up this weekend as well, and he
Yep.
said that he was going to go drive around and talk to some people to see if there was any interest in hosting.
Right. Yeah. That's
Right,
great.
and it's not just us. So it's not just
No.
us.
No, I know.
We have to build
There's
that community,
literally
right?
anywhere could do this. Absolutely. It's really boils down to, are there two or three people that have a vision? Can they bring together another one or two? Because that's all you really need
Uh-huh.
to start it.
Yeah. So let me, I wanted to go down this weekend, this to go and see if she was around, and I'll talk to Alan, and then there's a couple other people that are around Red Deer that maybe I can get something going, because it really doesn't matter to me where it is now. I'm going to be mobile, so who
Yeah.
cares for
Yeah.
me?
Right.
I'll just park my RV somewhere, and that's where I'll be.
Yeah.
And that's what I can do then, is just drop my stuff outside, my RV, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let me go to Red Deer this weekend and see what I can drum up there. And then the other thing, Paul, is Maybe we should get the game going
Yeah.
at these events.
Yeah.
Can you get a game?
I could. Don't know
Okay.
if yeah, I want to build it, and I don't think we need to have the. I don't think we need to necessarily have the board and everything.
Well,
Make it
whatever.
with a deck of cards and some poker chips.
Okay, well then let's do that. Whatever it takes. Let's just figure it out on Tuesday then, I guess.
Yeah,
Because I feel
I'd be
that that
totally up for.
game.
I'd be
I feel
totally
that
up
that
for.
game could start being interesting.
Sorry, say it again because you were muffled there. There's a lot of background noise.
I'm driving. I'm sorry. I
Oh
said
no, it's good.
that game will draw people.
Yes, yes, it will.
If we market it right.
Yeah,
And then we could just go around different halls and market that game.
yep. Rent the hall for the 100 or whatever we need to do, but we're getting, we can if we do it right. Obviously, let's not just blindly go to these halls, but let's build an audience of some sort. Maybe it's through. Uh, I kind of feel like it's still good for us to go to his events and set up a table at the mark, charge us full price. If we've got that game there, it's going to be a huddle around that table the whole time.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fine with me, but it's connecting now with Jason again and getting into, because Brooke was our contact.
Yep.
So now it's getting into, because he's got a whole bunch. He's like got Grand Prairie. He's got everywhere.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. And yeah, I'm probably still going to be here in February because I still got to get my shit together. But yeah. Did you see when his events were?
No, I haven't been paying attention to his schedule, but I mean, I think he probably has that on his website, and we can.
Yeah. Well, and he has it out on Facebook too. So.
Oh, okay.
So it's just figuring out which ones we want to go to, and we all pile in a vehicle and go.
Yeah, that's all it would take. I will definitely I'll definitely work more on the game because I know that it wouldn't take much, even if it's just a role playing thing and we've got if we just did it ourselves, right? We just role played and practiced playing the game and invent it as we play,
And record
Well, we
everything.
Yeah.
Say again.
And record everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Especially with the video.
Yeah.
Have it
Well,
a camera facing the table.
yeah. Well, so Paul, like you were saying, can we just use a deck of cards and like there's the king, queen, joker, ace. We could
I
use
have
those as
yeah,
players.
they're just identifiers. So it's no different than a little pewter, figurine for Monopoly. Just need an
Right.
identifier.
Right.
Yep.
I've never played the game, so I don't have a reference as to what it would look like.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I have a pretty good idea. We'll stumble through it probably a few games, but once we've got a pretty good round, like once we figure out what a round looks like, it'll be very easy to duplicate that across more players.
So could we do that at a mastermind? Play
Yeah.
How about
the
we
game?
get through this Constitution on Saturday and play on Saturday?
Yeah, we can do
Yeah,
it on Saturday afterwards. Yeah.
that works
Okay.
for me.
Perfect. That's a good plan. Can you bring those poker chips, Audrey?
I oh I I I
Or
can.
did those
I
get
just have
packed
to
up?
find them. I just
Oh,
have to
okay.
find them.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did I put them?
Yeah, yeah, no worries.
Um, I might not bring them this time.
Yeah, okay.
It depends if I go home or not.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, of course.
If not, we can use cards or something.
Yep. Yep.
We'll figure it
Even
out.
quarters. Like we could even just use quarters to start or whatever.
Yeah, dimes, nickels, pennies,
Yep.
whatever we have. No, that'll be good because I want to know what that game is kind of like.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's
But people like Carrie, that guy that I talked to. Well, Audrey Lynn, you see me talking to him for a while,
Yeah.
but man, he wants information. But I told him first, get your thoughts out of your head because he was having a hard time. Yeah, I mean, he was bouncing around like a beach ball.
Well,
Oh yeah.
that space was very stimulating.
Well, even on the phone yesterday,
Really.
like he was everywhere.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I said, get your thoughts out on paper and figure out what's in the past, what you think you're thinking about in the future, and what's actually present, right? Because if you're in the past and you're in the future, you're not in the present, so you can't really figure out what's real and what's not right now. And that's where he was. He was like everywhere. So it's just talking with all these guys that are interested and having a plan for them.
Yes. Well, and I think what we have right now is really good, bringing people to market analysis or live events. And that's a great way to introduce them to the whole thing, all the concepts and the language,
Hmm.
really, because it boils down to language.
That's what I've been telling these guys.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Learn to command the English language and do not let you people use it to command you.
Yeah. Where would I get a Black's dictionary?
Online.
Um, you could
Just
probably
online.
get one online, but you might check out like the library unless you wanted it for yourself.
I want it for myself because I'm traveling.
Yep.
They're about $400 or $500.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Okay.
Well, no, I found some. It said Amazon or something like that for 200-300.
You might also consider going to used booksellers like abe.com and see what they have.
Oh. Yeah. I thought that book guy at the Red Deer Market, would have something. I asked him, and he's like, "No, I don't have anything like that." So,
It's kind of specialty. I mean, even though it's a free quote unquote freedom event, it's that Law's Dictionary specialty.
yes, yeah.
There is a free download
Is there?
on the Internet Archive.
Would you send that?
I would check through that because oftentimes, what I have found is that it'll be free, but it's also missing a bunch of pages.
Oh yeah, yeah, that has happened too. Yeah.
Right. Right. And I wouldn't know if it would be missing pages.
I
Oh,
think
it'd be obvious.
I think that it is not because this is 1,400 pages.
and his
Ride's 10th edition. I'll put it. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
mhm.
This will be going into Telegram.
Okay. I just got it. But okay. Yeah, so then it is that language that I'm having to learn. The difference between drive and driver and driver's license and traveling.
Yep. Yep, that's a great way to get started. As time goes on, then it bleeds into equity,
Mm-hmm.
the force energy, property.
Yep.
All right. Well, that
Cool.
was good. That was a
That's it.
good introduction to market analysis.
Mhm. There we go.
All right. Bitcoin dominance down on the lower end of this consolidation range. I'm going to go ahead and mark that. This is on the 4-hour chart. So it'll be telling to see where things go. We need to see something clear. So right now, nothing is really clearly going outside of this, other than when we were below there at the beginning of January. We'll likely see the altcoins have some ebb and flow as it goes through this. Currently, Ethereum down over the last little while. It's still consolidating though ever since November. Falling between the pivot points around 3,370, 3,380, and down on the lower end at 2,800. Back and forth, bouncing like a basketball. This kind of action, when we see this, you can see here on the 4-hour chart how there's a lot of volatility every 24 hours or so. That's indicative of the volume that comes in right out of the gate first thing in the morning. And so what we see is kind of the rest of the momentum as it pulls forward throughout the day. So that's why the chart kind of looks like this instead of like a uniform. It looks like it's almost patterned. This is because we're seeing a lot of movement in those first hours of the day. Go to the daily chart, we can see a little bit less detail rather. We can see that consolidation up in that top range is really let's do a technical analysis. If you notice, we went up, hit that all-time high right there. That all-time high we hit on 13th of January. And then we've been seeing lower lows and lower highs. And right now consolidating since the 22nd, the morning of Thursday last week, dropping and rising again, but weaker yet again. With this lower low that we see here, that lower low indicates that we are going into a reversal. The next point that we need to maintain, if we were to continue rising, we would need to see a new support line. But I would think that if we're going to go down, we're going to see some support here, simply because of the support that it's provided in the past. Silver, consolidating since that all-time high that we saw yesterday. First thing in the morning, that was a beautiful reach up to $17.73. Currently down $10 from that point. Gold button up against all-time highs, not experiencing the same. Silver here has actually had quite a little bit of a whiplash effect. Gold, of course, moves a little bit more slowly. It may have the same direction of movement, but it typically doesn't have the same volatility. Silver right now with the ATR screaming up. Gold's ATR has been remaining fairly steady ever since this last climb here at the beginning of the year. Gold against silver has gained a little bit since the last market analysis. But of course, going to that daily chart, we can see just how much of a free fall this price of gold is in silver. Bitcoin against gold seeming to hover right now. So that simply means that gold and silver, or sorry, gold and Bitcoin are really just maintaining their own against each other. Ah, here we go. Nope, that was Bitcoin price against US dollar. I apologize. Here's Bitcoin gold. Gold is gaining on Bitcoin. Quite a bit, actually. In fact, since December, it's dropped 20%. Bitcoin has dropped 20% against gold, even since January 19th, last week. Imagine that. Dropped 16% since Monday. So Bitcoin is dropping in value. People are excited about it. But it's, and even on this chart, look at how that is. Eh? Look at the manipulation they give it. Just call it, just call it a US dollar. Just call it a Flurbo. And you can make it look like it looks great. All you got to do is give it a trend line, right? So analysis shows we got a trend line. And it's a rising trend line. But while that trend line is saying that Bitcoin is rising in value, it's actually losing considerable amounts all the time. Gold is gaining on Bitcoin. Imagine that. Monero finding that old support line. Looking like it's going to use it as support again. We'll see what happens. Ethereum, we already did that one. Let's go to midnight. Midnight, still bouncing off of this long-term support line, but some new highs recently. AL dropping below that support line that we saw yesterday. ADA hovering, still gets challenged. This C here came down, but it did not even meet A. So next step would be to see the price actually form a new high. I would like to see it come and challenge 38 cents. And then find some support, maybe coming back down to 36. Dollar cost average your way in though. BitTensor gives us a little bit of an indication of where the big tech money is right now, hovering above the support, or rather hovering above the resistance that we saw in December. Fetch maintaining its support around the 20-cent level. Polygon declining from that nice little burst that it took there at the first part of January. A little bit of an excitement in the season there. That retracement has gone down 36%. That could be support. This is also a support line. 11 cents would be a support line as well. Desync. I'm going to say it's time. If this burst that we had cleared out a lot of resistance. So right now, sitting on top of support at that 2.5 cent level or so. World. Finding some newer lows there. That one's probably going to come in later, anyways. Neural actually on the rise there in the big scheme of things. Go to the daily chart. Can see that we were creating some new highs, new lows that are higher. Beam, nice and low. Good old gaming platform. It's going to be a while before this one gets up there. Challenging some all-time lows at 0.2 of a cent at the moment. Yeah, not much else to share there. I got SPX 6900 sitting there. Nice and low, 38 cents. Taking us back to recovery. Remember, this one here is a nice recovery of 400%. When that happens, nobody knows. However, I think it will likely precursor alt season, where it'll be where the alt money first goes. These communities have got the best marketing out there when it comes to getting a token brand new in the system. Very, very good. And I think we're going to see these communities, especially that are NPC, SPX, especially, are long-standing meme coins that have not quieted. They are simply not getting the same volume of people coming in as they did before. But they're resolute, much like Cardano, resolute in developing platforms and solutions from the ground up, making sure that every aspect of what they are building is supported by law. That takes time. That takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, a lot of naysayers. And it's good, especially when you are something that, if you have a community that's been around for this long, you know full well that through all of the stormy seas that they've faced since the beginning, they are dedicated and they're not going anywhere. Any questions?
It feels as though we are on hold.
It is right now on hold. I remember saying, weeks ago, months ago, that really I expect to see an event, not a date. And when that event is, I don't know. I really don't know when the event will be, but that event will be the marker and it will be screaming upwards like a roller coaster.
I don't know
Whatever
what's
that
happening in Minneapolis, but it seems kind of significant, the little bit that I have seen. Could that not be a marker?
It is a marker for a crisis, for sure. What we would need to see is an official declaration of war or a major crisis. We need to stop everything, but still, with all of the horror that is occurring, the most important thing Trump had to say today was the celebration. He was celebrating the release of his wife's video, the movie, which is released today, and that's far more important. So it's not really crisis level shit yet. Again, it's the people. We see the crisis, and welcome to the terror of having to watch a disaster unfold at 2 miles an hour. But the rest of the people, those are who need to be in crisis mode for us to know that officially we've started. Until they have that go ahead, that thumbs up from the reality TV station, there is no crisis. It's all just shadow work that we have to watch unfold until finally the people clue in. or rather, get the thumbs up, I should say. They're not supposed to panic yet.
Yet.
Supposed to watch Melania's movie.
Send more money that way.
Yep. Well, I'm going to continue here. Market analysis is done, but I'm going to continue here for a couple more minutes and then we'll go for that walk.
Thank you.